I use gaming as a coded metaphor for something else. If you're meant to understand, you will. Enjoy. Oh, by the way, I didn't put any music in, so you can listen to whatever music you like at the same time. So you want to get better at gaming. Simple. I'm going to give you something called the gentle button method. I invented it just now, but the method itself did exist for quite a long time, and I'm going to explain you how I found out about it. I was pretty shit at it because I never had a gaming session, if you know what I mean. And so I was curious. And my best friend, who is my closest friend basically, is someone I can talk about pretty much anything with. From 1 minute to the other, we can be talking about politics, about fucking racist and sexist jokes, or just relationships and gaming, if you know what I mean. And actual gaming as well, but you know what I mean. And one day, he was in a relationship at the time, and so I asked him, how do you start things off? How do you make the gaming sessions better with your gaming partner? And so he told me. He told me a very precise solution. And I'm going to give it to you right now because I've found one other person that I believe is extremely credible in what they talk about in terms of gaming. And they had the exact same method, which proved to me that this story I'm telling you isn't bullshit. And this method I'm going to give you is solid. So the first step of the gentle button method is, of course, gentle activation. But, be careful about one thing. Without joystick activation. Joystick stimulation, let's say that. Now, when I say joystick, I don't mean the one at the top, right? This thing is supposed to illustrate something. Those are the buttons, 2 buttons right there, 1 joystick here, a mini one, and a big one. You can interpret it however you like, but if you understand my gaming metaphor, it should make some sense, except maybe the big joystick, but I gotta keep the metaphor credible, right? Like, it is still a controller, an old school controller. I didn't have the red stuff and other colors to make it more realistic. Leave me alone. Gaming partners have the same joystick as us down there, except it's a mini version of our ones, because when we're born, we all have it, this joystick, except that for guys, it grows, for girls, it doesn't. And so this button that we try to hit most of the time during gaming sessions is, by the way, if you don't understand whatever I'm talking about, this video is probably not for you. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm doing this whole analogy just in case someone like you is here and doesn't understand it, and therefore you shouldn't understand it and you should just move on, okay? They have a mini version of our thing, and this point we're trying to stimulate, to button mash, cannot just be rushed. And so the first step that my friend told me about was to go around and just stimulate this side of the joystick and this side of the joystick, the big one, the big joystick of human beings. I'm trying to be precise here, okay? Then stimulate around the buttons, right? The 2 buttons right below the big joystick. Stimulate these parts without stimulating the button itself, just around the button, just next to it. That's the first step, okay? So that's why it's called gentle activation. And you go here, and you go there, and you go there, and you go there, and you go there. You go a bit around here. Maybe you approach it a bit. You approach the joystick, the mini joystick a little bit, but you don't touch it. And you don't touch the area around it either. You don't touch the entrance of the joystick either. You just stay close to it, all right? So you do that for a while. Just slowly. Don't go too fast, okay? Like, it's about enjoying the gaming, right? The pre-gaming session. And then you go back up. And that's when the second step starts, which is medium activation. Let's say that. Medium or hard activation. You both can be okay, right? But again, without the joystick. Which means you do the same, pretty much the same thing, right? You go here, you go maybe in those buttons that are on the side of the on the side of the controller that look like ears a little bit. You can do that as well. Except this time, instead of just kind of poking around with your microphone, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But instead of poking around with your microphone and just doing little pecks with the controller, you can go a bit harder. You can go into the teeth of the controller, right? Get some grit. You can suckle on the controller. Ugh, I'm struggling with the metaphor here, but you get where I'm going, okay? You should at least. And so you keep doing this, right? Here, here, here. This time you can actually stimulate you can actually button mash those ones, right? Those ones on the controller. You can go for it this time. You careful, don't go too hard, right? It could hurt the controller, who knows? And you go a bit further, a bit closer maybe. You can even breathe, right? Kind of like blow on the stick, how is it called? The joystick, so that it builds anticipation, right? So that the mana release of your gaming partner becomes harder, becomes better. And finally, third step, which is actual joystick activation. Now, as I've said, since this part is basically the same as our own joystick, but simply a mini version of it, then the way to stimulate it the best is to do the same as what our gaming partner would do for our joystick. Except, of course, we have to make it a mini version. So the way you do that is use your microphone to stimulate the joystick, but how should I say it? You stick the joystick in between your tongue and your upper lip. That's, advanced gaming, of course. I'm trying, man. But I can't go as much in detail as I want here, so I'm going to leave a PDF in the description. It's free, and I'm not asking you for your email or anything, okay? It's just to help you out on this one. One day, maybe I'll launch some coaching, but it's not today. So be reassured, I'm not trying to get anything from you right now. So once you know, of course, the PDF, I'm going to go through all the steps in more detail and without the analogy this time. So you can check it out and it's going to help you out. The two first steps are basically what my friend told me about. The third step also was included in what he said, but he didn't tell me how to do it exactly. He told me to do it, but not, the techniques of how to stimulate that mini joystick. And this technique, I learned it from someone else, which is the credible source that confirmed the thing in the first place. So now you know how to use pre-game tactics to make the gaming session itself much more powerful. And you also know how to use your microphone to hit the button right. But now that you're getting into the real gaming session, you might be missing some stamina. If that's the case, watch this right now. And don't forget, work on the inside and the outside will follow. Take care, man. Johnny.